Yeah. Coke fed for some head. Let's get in the car. I said she grabbed my hand. Girls resting, met the bar. Witness said tears fled the head. I'm waiting. I dare she tweet. I guess she confess. She thinking less. Not drinking less. Bathroom says best to get spontaneous. I stereotype. Put to rest tonight. Imagine, believe, and achieve. It works. Skyline as I rise like fireworks. Smell through the back. Don't touch my.
Yo, hello everybody, and welcome to this edition of After the Storm. Of course, I'm your host, Matt Clark, your Thunder post-game analysis show, along with my guy, Nathan Taylor from YNB. How you doing, bro? I guess you're feeling pretty good since you called the 40-point for Shea tonight in the first quarter, so you're feeling pretty good.
I called the 40 spot in the first quarter. I called it.
Yes, you did.
And I was wondering there for a little bit, man.
Yes, you did. You tried to act like he was going to get 40 in the third, and he should have. But he didn't get a couple calls from the referees.
Yeah, he should. No, man, he should have had that. He should have had 2 and 1s. Right?
Yeah, he should have. They took 6 points away from him, no doubt, on that tonight. What is your takeaway from what you saw overall in the game?
Oh, more of the same, really. I mean, they played a little bit better tonight, but rotation screwed up. Jang doesn't need to play.
He doesn't need to play, dude. But they're determined to play him, though. So go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to. I mean, they spent too much to get him. So
is that Drew right there? Wait, hold on.
Sir.
Is that Drew? Okay, Drew. Okay, sorry.
Drew, hey.
Yeah, hey, bro. Go ahead, Nathan. Finish your story. Sorry.
Again, rotation's not a winning rotation, but they pulled it out. Jang doesn't need to play.
He doesn't need to play.
And I thought it was funny that they brought Chet back in a couple spots for J. Will instead of Bertans.
Yes,
that was kind of weird. I swear he just doesn't want to play them two together, man. He won't do it.
Whatever. There's a reason why we just don't know. We don't get it. Now in the summertime it worked great together, but we don't get it. Yeah, it's
a mistake, but they're not going to do it. So,
Yep.
Second half, I thought Jalen played pretty good tonight. When I talk about J-Dub, actually both of them played
just
well.
Say which one. Say J-Dub or J-Will.
Yeah. J-Dub played good tonight. He wasn't too aggressive. The only thing I didn't like from him, which we just discussed.
Well, you have to discuss that with everybody else. Tell them everybody else what you told me.
Yeah, no. 30-something odd seconds to go. He brings the ball before we're up by 6. And he's got it at the top of the key. Shea's at the free throw line. Shea's coming to get the ball, and he waves him off. And then he goes to his right side, which he sucks from his right side. Goes to his right side, and I can't remember if he missed the shot or turned the ball over. But either way, Cleveland gets the ball, comes right down the floor. Donovan Mitchell, wide open 3, clanks it. If he hits that shot, I think it's a whole different ball game.
Well, what we would have done is given it to Shea.
Yeah,
that's what would have happened, and he made 2 free throws. That's what would have happened. Would have happened. Drew, you got to see the game. What is your takeaway?
Man, I thought they got off to a good start. Had a nice little start, nice little rhythm. Chet got in foul trouble early.
Yep.
Lucky he didn't get 3 fouls right off the bat.
Yeah, that one.
And then I think that SGA just kind of took over the game early and just kind of let it be known that it was going to be his game.
Yeah.
So I kind of thought they got a little lackadaisical for about the middle of the fourth quarter.
Well, the beginning of the fourth quarter, at the beginning of the fourth quarter, he started all the starters, and he started Kaysen in place of SGA. So you had Josh, Chet, J-Dub, Dort, and Kaysen. So Kaysen started in front of SGA the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I thought they got a little lackadaisical there and kind of let him back in the game.
13-6 run.
Yep. And then once they put the man back in, it stretched the lead back, and they just kind of salted it away. But again, it's just kind of
same old story.
I think they just kind of same old story, I guess.
Yep. One thing to piggyback on what you were saying in the fourth quarter, I'm sitting there screaming. Clearly we're having trouble scoring right off the bat. Clearly. We can't get any offense rhythm going. And he's just staying with the group. And I'm screaming, put him in the game. What are you doing? This group is, they're not scoring. They can't score. They can't get any offensive shot. Put him in the game. What are you waiting on? And he kept waiting. And then it got to a 6-point game or whatever it was. And he put him, I'm like, bro, clearly this group wasn't working. He has no feel of the game, or he does, but I believe he's determined that he's going to play these other guys and coach them up. That's what I think. and then it got to the point where he stays to the point where he's forced to play SGA. Okay, that's where he's at. Now, any other coach, when they felt that run coming at 9 minutes, they would have put him in the game. And he's hot. He's got 38 going on 40. He's rolling. You put him in the game right away to stop whatever run was getting ready to happen, and he waited till the run happened. And then what did he do? Put in the guys that he needed to stop the run. So it's just one. It's just anyway. Here's my takeaway. One, I noticed that SGA and Chet were making a concerted effort to bond, cohabitate, whatever you want to say, whatever it was, because Chet walked out, and the first time I've ever seen this, Chet walked out and Shea was the last one walking off the court, and he came out and greeted him. I was like, okay. And then Chet came in the game for Jay Will, which, we're all going nuts. Like, why are you leaving Jang in the game and taking out Jay Will? What are you doing? You got two skinny guys in there? I mean, and we're all screaming. I'm screaming. The commander's screaming. Nathan's screaming. Why aren't you playing Chet and Jay Will? That's a perfect opportunity to play them both. You got Bertans to come in. But you can tell Bertans is just off because he's not playing. But anyway, when Chet comes in, they're on the free throw line. The Cavaliers are shooting a free throw, and SGA reached his hand over to slap 5 for Chet coming in. I'm thinking, okay, they're trying to mend the fences. So that part is Chet is realizing this is the dude. I'm a role player. So I liked what I saw there. The coach still is just bound and determined that, because I've noticed that the other coach, the white coach, he's over there he talks to SGA more than Dagnall does. The black coach does too.
I'm gonna be an idiot. Is that Dave Bliss?
That's Dave Bliss, yes. And then Royal Ivy, I believe, is the other guy that came over and was talking to Chet. Remember when we were talking about that, Nathan?
Is Eric Maynard on that side?
But anyway, whoever it was, I just noticed that. Why the hell isn't our head coach talking to your best player? Why are your assistants talking to him? Why are you not talking to him?
Man.
Okay, so
hey, I'm going to tell you what, man. If Chet and SGA they're on the mend, and
yes.
I'm not saying it's going to happen, but if it does, that's a more positive sign that the franchise will pick SGA over the coach.
Yes, I agree 100%. But like we were saying, it took them getting called out, okay, for that to happen.
Hey, I'm gonna go ahead and just pat ourselves on the back, because obviously you told me earlier, and I don't know if you want to talk about it on air or not, but stop me if you don't. But you said Presley's wife, wasn't happy.
Oh yeah, we don't. Let's not talk about that. Yeah,
Facebook.
we don't bring up personal stuff, man. We don't bring that up, man. That's a separate deal. That's a separate deal.
Okay.
I don't bring up my relationships with people. I don't really do that. So go ahead.
Okay.
I didn't know that's where you were going, or I would have stopped you from even going there in the first place.
Sorry about that, Matt.
Okay. Because she's one of my Facebook. She's on my Facebook. We're Facebook friends, so they can go look on the show anytime they want. But go ahead.
I'm a newbie. Just tell them to blame me.
It's too late for all that, but go ahead. Go ahead. Finish your statement. Finish your thought.
No, somebody said something to somebody, because I was happy to see that too.
Yeah.
That's what cohesive franchise. Yeah, do, man. I mean, we all know, and everybody that knows anything about basketball knows SGA is the best player on the team.
Outside of Oklahoma Thunder, they know that.
Well, and there's pockets of people in Oklahoma City that know that.
Yeah.
And it I don't know. I hope for, like I said, franchises, there's future. I hope that they are continuing on the right path.
Well, like Drew and I had this discussion. Drew just he doesn't get it, and neither do I. Drew and I both like, dude. But being a Laker fan and being knowledgeable about the game, we call out stuff we see for the Lakers. Like, we're not LeBron fans, are we, Drew? We're not. I mean, we're like, what are you doing?
Yep. It happens a lot.
Yeah, but it does. I mean, because we're going to call out stuff we see, because we understand we're going to hold the Jenny Buss. We're going to hold the coach. we're going to hold the GM. We're holding you accountable. We're trying to win.
Yeah.
And that's all we're doing here, okay? But I'm just, even the guy at The Athletic said, he doesn't know if this guy's the guy that can coach All-Stars. He can't. It's clear. He doesn't know how to coach SGA. He is bound and determined that he's going to bring up these other guys. Just like you said at the end of the fourth quarter. Down 6, J-Dub, that should be automatic, you giving the ball up to SGA. That should be automatic. But the coach is allowed, because he called timeout. Remember, the other night he called timeout so he can get that play at the end of the third quarter. They're bound and determined to make J-Dub a fourth quarter, the end of a game, end of a quarter. He's not the guy. He cannot go one-on-one. He does not have the handles. He just doesn't. Not yet. Not to say he won't. But right now he does not have the ability to take anybody off the bounce. He just does not. And to me, for you to wave off Chet, wave off J-Dub, wave off, he didn't do that last year. Okay? He didn't do that last year. And you don't wave off your best player. Now, that should have been a discussion. I promise you SGA is going to say something to him. But the coach should say something to him. Hey, get the ball in SGA's hand, let's work. That should be automatic. But for him to think that he can wave off the best player and him go one-on-one with 30 seconds to go, up 6. I mean, what are your thoughts on that, Drew?
Yeah, it's just really surprising. I mean, he's obviously getting a lot of confidence and a lot of
support.
Of stones to be doing it
and
be
support.
pulled into it.
He's getting support to do
somebody's
that.
telling him to take over, right?
Yes. That's what I'm saying.
Because I don't think Chet has the stones to do it by himself.
No. Well, but I'm saying is this: J-Dub, Dagnall is determined to make him the closer. That's what he wants. They need an excuse to say, okay, we need a closer at the end of the game, because clearly the closer is SGA. That's not up for discussion on any level, any place, anytime. But now you're trying to coach, because he's a guy that coaches people up. He thinks they can coach J-Dub up to be the closer. That's what's happening here. That happened at the end of that happened in the summer league, and that's happened thus far this year. They're trying to make J-Dub the closer. He does not have the handles. I said that last year. I said it this year in the summer, and I've said it again. He does not have the handles. And my thing is this: as a coach, what the hell are you looking at on tape?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. I'm going to coach him up. I can get him to be that guy. That's what he's trying to do. He's trying to get him to be that guy. Get the confidence. You can do it. That's the only reason why he's going to wave SGA off. That's the only reason.
I agree.
That's the only reason you wave him off. And then what happens? What always happens? You can't close. If you're going to do that, you're going to cause even more division, because what you're basically saying is, dude, we need you to take it over, instead of any other coach in the NBA is going to give it to their best player to close out the game. No other coach is going to let somebody else take the ball and wave off Steph. Can you imagine somebody waving off Steph Curry? You know what I'm saying? Jordan Poole, wave off Steph Curry, because you're going to be the guy.
Oh, yeah. What happened to Jordan Poole?
But Oklahoma City will never. Oklahoma City's never. Like I told you, they'll get rid of SGA before they get rid of J-Dub, or Chet, or Jock. They will get rid of him. I'm telling you, that guy. He. To me, it's obvious what needs to happen, and this guy needs to go. He cannot coach an all-star. The guy at The Athletic said it. I've said it. Randy said it. Drew said this guy, he's not the guy. He's not going to take us to the next level. We're going to win in spite of him, not because of. Because tonight at the start of the fourth quarter, you got these guys in there. You got your starters, except for SGA, you got Kaysen. So you got your potential starting 5 if SGA is not with you all. That's your potential starting 5. And what did you see? Struggle, struggle, struggle. It's what you saw. Struggle, struggle, struggle. But let's get on with the game. So at the end of the first quarter, the Thunder were up 36-29. SGA had, what did he have, 17? Was that what he had, Nathan, or 21? What did he have, 17, 19, 21?
Yeah, 23 at half.
So 17.
Probably 16.
And so anyway, 36-29, the Cavs are 4 for 5 from 3, 61% from the field, 12 rebounds, 14 pips. 9 turnovers. The Thunder 3 for 8 from 3, 56%, 7 rebounds, 22 pips, and 1 turnover. And a lot of that's got to do with SGA scoring inside, and that's what that was. Cavs 10-5 in bench scoring, which, I mean, you know, we come off the bench, and if Isaiah Joe and Kaysen aren't scoring, Jang ain't scoring. So, I mean, that's the end of that. And J Will barely plays in the first quarter. So, I mean, you put Bertans in there instead of J Dub. And, you know, and I like Bertans. And like you said, Nathan, he's going to play 1 out of 4 games. And, you know, if you're playing him like that, he's not going to get in any kind of rhythm consistently to be able to knock down shots. He's just not. So, but anyway, that's my first quarter. That's kind of what I saw. Started the second quarter. I was looking at it. I'm like, started the second quarter. You started the game. You started the second quarter with Chet, Josh, J-Dub, Wiggins, and Kaysen. And Drew, at the game, we were discussing on whether they were going to start Wiggins or Jang with that group, with those other 4. And, you know, they end up starting Wiggins, and he barely plays. And he gives nobody a chance to get in the rhythm because he's taking them out every 5 minutes. Or did you notice that? I know they didn't say nothing on the broadcast because they're not gonna. But Drew,
Well,
what did you?
my initial analysis, I thought they lost their rhythm there for a little bit.
Yes. Well, did they say that on TV? Probably not.
No, they didn't.
I mean, you from watching it? What was your
on TV, and every other word was about Chet.
Yes. I'm telling
every other word about his ability to take people off the dribble, his ability to block shots.
He ain't taking nobody. He ain't taking nobody off the dribble, bro. That ain't happening.
But according to those 2 guys, he can't.
Well, listen. The Thunder are trying. They're promoting Chet, like we've said. Okay, that's clear. And Randy, the commander tonight, he was like, when SGA came out, Randy said, the commander goes, yeah, he's pissed off. He went to make a statement tonight. I'm your best player, period. You're not going to win without me, no matter what. We're not going to win without SGA. I don't know what the Thunder are doing. Chet is not the dude. Now, somebody did, Drew. They sent me a stat. Eric Lyons sent me a stat, and I showed Nathan, okay? And, Drew, I thought this was interesting. They compared Wembanyama, and I'll probably put this up tomorrow. And through the first 7 games, Wembanyama has 136 points. Chet has 119. Wembanyama has 59 rebounds. Chet has 56. He has 18 blocks. Chet has 17. He has 9 steals. Chet has 7. Chet's shooting 56% from the field. Wembanyama's shooting 46. Wembanyama's shooting 32% from 3. Chet is shooting 54. And that's simply because, like I told him, stats, that don't mean not. Wembanyama shoots a lot of threes. He's taking people off. He shoots a lot. Okay, he does. And he's a one-man band. He doesn't have any help. He's by himself. So he's doing.
They gear the defense towards him too.
Yes, and so he's doing what he got to do. Chet is just a piece. He's not the focal point. If you put Chet in the focal point, I promise you, he don't have those stats.
No.
He don't have those stats. If everybody's running at him,
his shooting percentage not even close.
Yeah. So but anyway, I thought that was interesting. Like I told my friend, don't give me stats. I don't care about stats. Stats are BS. Eye test tells you who can play and who can't. And my eye test tells me that Wiggins should be playing instead of Jang, but you gave up 3 first-round draft picks for him. So you got to play him because you don't want to look like you wasted picks, but clearly you have. And you're going to stay with it as long as you can instead of going, this kid's a project, let's send him down to the G League for another year, let him play, let him get one, let's come back next year, which is what you should do, and play Wiggins.
If they do this, it's a mistake.
No, I understand. That's my point. They're doubling down.
But no, I'm saying going further with that. Because Wiggins is up a year before Jang is.
True.
I think Wiggins is a non-guaranteed on the 3rd and 4th year.
Yep.
And if you let Wiggins walk to play Jang, that is a mistake.
Huge mistake.
Huge.
What do you think, Drew?
Because
Go ahead.
I think you're right on the head. The reason he's playing is you gave up 3 draft picks for him. I think that they're
doubling down.
I don't know. It's like they're giving him every benefit of the doubt.
No question.
Hopefully they're going to let him play himself out of a position, if that makes any sense.
Yeah. What do you think, Nathan? You gonna
Well,
double
that's
down?
No, because that's what Baisley did.
Yes.
That's
Same
what
thing with
Poku's
Baisley.
doing.
Yep.
And that's exactly what's going to happen to Jag. I guarantee it.
Yeah.
They're not going to renew his contract. He's going to walk in the 5th year.
Or 4th year.
Or get traded in the 4th year.
Well, my
Yeah,
deal
or
is
get traded in
this.
the 4th year.
My deal is this. Good teams, you make a mistake. Like look at the Golden State Warriors. They realized that Wiseman, after year 2, 3, they're like, he ain't the guy. Boom, they shipped him. Him.
Yeah.
2nd overall pick in the draft. Shipped him.
2nd overall pick. Yep.
Shipped him.
Yep.
Like, we're not. You're not going to be what we need. You're not the piece that we need to win championships. And my thing with the Thunder is very simple. Are you trying to win championships? Because if you are, then make the moves to win championships. I think, Drew, you said it multiple times on the Unpopular Hour, multiple times. Look, you got all these picks. What are you holding them for?
Yeah. What's the goal?
I mean, what is the goal? Like you said, what is the goal? What are you holding them for?
It's the Prestiism, man. It's long-term sustainability.
Well, okay, but
Exactly
I'm
what
talking
it's
about now. You got 3 first-round picks next year, 4 second-rounds.
Yeah.
I mean, what are you going to do with them? This team needs 2 things.
I can tell you exactly what he's going to do with him, and I guarantee I'll be right. He's not going to hold him. He's going to trade him, and he's going to get future picks from him. So, because you can't roster everybody right now. So next year, I bet you we have 3 first-round. We have 4 first-round.
3. I think we have 3. We gave up 1. I think we have.
Well, we already traded one of them.
Yeah, I think
We
we
have
have
the
3.
Clippers, we have ours, and we have the Houston if it's top 4 protected. But we're going to at least trade one of those because we aren't picking 3 guys next year. Well,
No,
I
we're
would
not.
say we probably trade 2 of them, to be honest with you. And we trade them not for stars or anything else. We trade them for future picks, and we draft one guy. That's my prediction.
Drew?
Well, that's a lot. That's a lot to take in there. Say that again one more time, there, Nathan. He's gonna.
Okay, we've already started. We had before we traded the Utah pick, we had Utah top 10 protected. We had our own. We had Clippers unprotected, and we had Houston top 4 protected. We traded it's the least of it, which will be the Jazz pick probably, to Denver last offseason for a future first-round pick, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And then now we still have Houston top 4, our own, and Clippers unprotected. Guaranteed we're going to trade at least one of those, if not 2.
Yeah. Okay.
either on draft night or before draft
Yeah,
night.
we had our own plus the Clippers plus Houston plus Utah in this year's
if they
upcoming
do
draft.
trade, I tell you what, they better be trading for a veteran. They
But-
better be trading for a shooter.
They're
But
not
you're
doing
right.
that. They're
You're
going to trade it for future picks.
right. Okay, so we have our own plus the Clippers plus Houston. I think we traded the Utah pick, right? I think we still have.
We traded least.
Is it the
We
Thunder
traded the
doesn't?
least favorable.
The Thunder
We
need
traded least favorable pick,
Which was
would be the
Utah.
pick.
help.
So we have 3 first-round
Hopefully
picks in
Hopefully
2024.
it's ours. Hopefully it's ours.
we have
hopefully
3.
trade ours.
Yeah, we have 3 picks next year. Okay, go ahead, Drew. Sorry.
Well, I'm saying, I agree that they're going to get traded. I may disagree a little bit. Maybe not disagree with what Nathan thinks. He could be right, but it's not what they need to do. They need to be trading for some size, and they need to be trading for a shooter.
A shooter.
If they're trading some picks, they've
Unless,
got
hey,
a window here.
unless
Good young team.
there's a good big guy in the draft, they might take a shot at him.
Yeah, but that's the
But I
thing.
don't
But
think-
you got the big kid out of Purdue coming out, but they'll have to tank to get him.
Yeah, we're not
Oh,
gonna get him.
God, dude, he's horrible. You
Yeah,
talking about Zach Edey?
but he's a big body though. What Drew's saying, he's got some size compared to Sarr.
Big 7'4" guy, he's good.
Dude, he's Cole Aldridge, man. He's Cole Aldridge.
Well, but
He's
what
better
Drew's
than
what Drew's saying is that's some size. It's
he's
better than
size.
Sarr. That's what he's saying. He's better than
but,
Sarr.
I
He's
mean,
got
he-
more weight than Sarr. That's what he's saying.
Got to have somebody to body up down
Yes.
in paint.
Yeah, you gotta have a body. Yeah, Drew, go
And
finish
he,
your
can
thought.
play, and he can play too. Hell, he's averaging 25 games. Not like he's terrible.
He's a little bit.
He's
He.
a guards that could play in college, man.
Okay,
but
well,
he can't
what,
do anything in
I know, but the problem is this: the 2 things we need is we need some size inside, and we need a shooter. Those are 2 things the Thunder need. Period. Okay, to go to another level. That's the 2 things, and a coach that knows what to do, where to put people in the right place. But anyway, those 2 things are what the Thunder need. So what Drew is saying, why not take the big kid from Purdue? Because you have Sarr right now, and you have Poku, and you have Chet. Chet gets pushed around like it's It's
Yeah.
watching
That's
him
why he
get
gets
pushed around is ridiculous. But
That's
Wemby
why
is
he
the
gets
same. Go ahead, Drew. I'm sorry.
that's why he gets in foul trouble in the games too, because he's getting pushed around and he's off balance, and he gets pushed into somebody else, and he's reaching and he's trying to block shots from behind, and he picks up cheap fouls.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's the same thing with Wembanyama. Same thing. They're skinny. They get pushed around. Wembanyama's the exact same way. They push him
It's
around.
funny you say we need size and shooting, and we got two guys that are 6'10 plus that shoot 40% from three sitting on our bench.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is Bertans is
40%.
gone.
Yeah.
You can't count him. So what I'm saying is to go with Jay Will and Chet, you need to have another big guy to bring off the bench.
Oh, but you guys just said a veteran shooter. I mean, is it not Bertans?
Who are we
No.
considering
I know he's gone.
a veteran shooter on our bench?
Right. Well, the problem is Bertans. You can't. He is, but you can't count him because they don't want to pay him the money.
I'm not talking about a Bertans. I'm talking about a legit
A shooter. You're talking about a shooter. Yeah.
If you're going to trade 3 draft picks, I'm talking about an all-star. Somebody out there that's a
cheaper Chris Middleton kind of.
No, he's talking about. Well, to me, you need two different players.
And Nathan, I don't know exactly who I'm talking about, but
Right.
somebody that we know his name, obviously.
Right. What I'm saying is, what I'm saying, Nathan, is you need two different guys, not one guy that can do both. I need a big guy who can pound inside with some weight, which the guy Purdue would work, and then I want a guy who can shoot along with Isaiah Joe. Now, Kaysen is turning into that shooter.
He may be him.
Kaysen may be that shooter that we may need.
A perfect guy.
But you know what I'm saying? He may be that guy to shoot. What I'm saying is
the perfect guy.
The what?
Memphis has got the perfect guy for the inside presence. His name's Steven Adams.
Yep,
Yeah,
I said that too.
Yeah, but that's not happening. He's gone. So that's not even up for discussion. Give me somebody who we can really talk about here. I mean, he ain't it. So he gone. So we need somebody we can actually really talk about. So you need a shooter who can shoot like what Drew was talking about, a guy who we know that can come out and shoot the basketball. Okay, he's going to shoot it.
Like a veteran?
A veteran guy who we know can come out and shoot it. Because college guy, I don't care if you're a shooter, you still got to come out and learn how to shoot. I mean, you look at McDermott. I mean, he's a decent shooter, but he couldn't play for us. Can't guard.
Yeah.
Like your big guy, do you want a veteran or do you want a college guy for the big guy?
Well, we're young, but you can get a veteran cheap. You can get a veteran for $6, $7, $8 million. You can get a veteran cheap now because big men who can't. No, I'm talking about
like Zach Collins
or something along those lines. $8 million, $9 million. I'm saying somebody along that. Yeah, somebody along those lines. Somebody like that.
Do it for you. Zubac would be awesome.
I would love a Zubac.
Yeah,
love Zubac, but he ain't going nowhere. Clippers keeping him.
Great, man.
Clippers keeping him.
He got a lot of money.
Yeah. But anyway, that's kind of
what. Got him for nothing too.
Yeah. So that's what we're talking about. But the slow second start to the second quarter, I think we were rolling. We did what we needed to do in the second quarter. But once again, the coach, he refuses to put SGA in. He lets him sit as long as possible. And right now we have, let me see. That's fourth quarter. Second quarter, he puts SGA in. Donovan Mitchell goes in at the 8-minute mark. Okay, 7:57, 47-37. He puts Jay Will in at 6 minutes and 40 seconds. Jay Will. Then he puts SGA in with 5 minutes and 21 seconds to go in the second quarter. Okay? And it was 55-43, and we ended up going ahead 70-53. 70-57, I'm sorry. So I don't understand what the situation is, but that you fix the Chet and SGA thing. It seems like that's being fixed. But the coach not playing him. I mean, you could just see him in the fourth quarter. It's like, dude, you can see him. Come on, guys, y'all can do this. You can he's rooting for him. It's like, dude, learn and see what's going on. It's not gonna work. Anyway, second quarter, second at halftime, the Cavs are now 5 of 15 from three. 53%, down from 60. 20 rebounds, 32, and they just kept shooting tonight for whatever reason. And the only person that could do anything was LeVert. Anybody else couldn't play. 32 pips, 11 turnovers. Oklahoma City 6 for 16, which is decent from three. 56% from the field. 18 rebounds, 40 pips. So we're up by 8 in points in the paint. 4 turnovers, and then of course it's 22-23 3-point shooting. And my takeaway at this point, after half, is like, okay, they're off, and why don't you clamp down on your defense? And he did not put his defensive unit in there until the fourth quarter. And we talk about that all day long. That's Case and SGA, Jay Will. He doesn't put that group in there until he needs to clamp down. And I'm like, why don't you play them more? You know who they are, clearly. Because when you need to stop somebody, what do? You put them in the game. And then soon as the run stops and the lead starts coming back, you pull Jay Will out immediately and put Chet back in the game. So you take Chet out when they're making to stop the run, and then once we stop the run and start scoring, you put Chet back in, you take Jay Will out. Why don't you play them both and take Jang or keep him in there? I don't understand. Can one of y'all help me with that process?
I mean, yeah, it's very frustrating. I mean, it's like, I don't know, like maybe I guess they have these meetings where they think that better lineups are when they're not playing together. From whomever's saying it, I mean, it's obvious because obviously they don't want to put them out on the same floor.
No, they do not. No, they do not.
So,
no, they do not.
That's all I can.
Yeah. Well, Nathan and I talked about it from the summer league, dude. You could just see when those two are together, it's just perfect. Because Drew, how many times you said Chet needs to play the 4, not the 5? How many times?
Yeah, 100.
You know what I'm saying? And we all agree with that. The commander's screaming it. I'm screaming it. It's like, dude, you play these two together. Chet is a 4. He's not a center. He's just not. He's too thin. Play him at the 4. And let Jay Will come in there, beat up people, and Chet come over there and rebound. And one thing about him, dude, he cannot rebound on free throws. They push him all the way underneath the basket.
Yep.
It's frustrating. It's very, very frustrating to me to watch this.
I'm beating a dead horse here, but let me just tell you how you guys like these names. I did a little researching. Unrestricted free agents.
Okay, well, hold on. Let's do our sponsors for our halftime thing here to break, and then we'll come back and you give it to us. Want to thank Collaborative Logic for keeping us up and running. If you have any needs for computers, software, they can design specific software to help your office run smoother. They can do website design. They've designed my website, so I highly, highly recommend Russell and those guys at Collaborative Logic. SRB, if you have any needs for engineering, surveying, or planning, holler at my boys. They'd be more than happy to take care of you. They love to be behind the scenes and make sure any complex or anything you're doing, it's not going to be flooded. Everything will be exactly where it should be, and for your architects to do what they need to do for that. YNB, family owned and operated since 1912.
The bank.
The bank that makes things
Oh,
happen.
my God. You're supposed to say that makes things happen, Nathan. Drew says something. Drew,
We're going to get this.
He's unbelievable. Anyway, they're an equal housing lender, member of the FDIC, and of course the proud sponsor for us to support minority women and black-owned businesses in the Oklahoma City area, which we'll be doing once the Thunder are on the road. When they have different road games at different locations, we'll be out trying to do our remote locations for those games. So you can pre-qualify online at www.ynbok.com. That's www.ynbok.com. Or you can go into the main bank, 401 Elm, downtown. You kind of see our guy Nathan Taylor over there. YNB East, which is off the Parkway in 66 or 39th Expressway. YNB Mustang, 218 North Mustang Road. YNB Parkway, which is off Garth Brooks, just south of I-40 right there. Can't miss it. It's right in front of the hospital. YNB Peoples in Bethany, off 23rd between Rockwell and MacArthur. And, of course, DT Construction and Consulting, your place to go to for roofing, concrete work, remodeling inside or outside, whatever you need, painting inside, outside. They can do it all. Plus, if you're trying to remodel, they can come in and give you an estimate on what you need to spend, find out what your budget is, and be able to tell you what you need to do. You can call them at 405-209-4051 or email Drew at dtconstruction2015 at outlook.com, dtconstruction2015 outlook.com. They're respectful, local, and loyal, which means Drew answers the phone when you call. Shelter Insurance, our newest sponsor, the Mark Pemberton Agency, located at 4609 Southeast 29th Street in Dale City, Oklahoma, 405-670-2424. They're open Monday through Thursday from 9 to 5, Fridays 9 to 1, closed Saturdays and Sundays. Proudly serving the Middale area since 1982. That's Shelter Insurance, the Mark Pemberton Agency. Go holler at our guys over there in Dale City, Middale. Okay, now go ahead, Nathan. What did you look up?
Okay, who you guys want first? You want a big guy or you want a shooter?
Whatever.
Okay, so big guys, unrestricted free agents, 2024. Hey, you like Jonas Valanciunas? Kind of like that guy? I do. I love that guy.
Well, you're talking about after this year, it's available next year for free agents.
Yeah, available unrestricted free agent next year.
Okay.
So Jonas Valanciunas from what's he from? New Orleans.
New Orleans.
You got Nick Claxton. Love that guy. Isaiah Hartenstein, whatever. Mason Plumlee. Okay, maybe
He'd work.
He'd work.
He'd be perfect.
Works hard. Doesn't cost a lot of money.
Yeah,
He
doesn't
can shoot
really
the three,
demand the
too,
ball.
man.
He gets good hard
No.
fouls.
Yep.
in.
Yep. He rebounds like
he
a
shoots a 3 too well.
rebounds like a
He
maniac.
had 20 rebounds in a game
There's only
against
one
us
thing wrong with him.
last year.
He's a dookie. We know.
Oh man!
Hey,
I don't
by the
care about
way, I don't think Valanciunas will. I don't think New Orleans is going to let him go.
Probably not.
No, I don't.
I don't think they're going to let him go. But
Dude,
anyway, Claxton. I don't
I
mind
really
Claxton,
like.
but I like of the two between Claxton and Plumlee. I'll take Plumlee. Okay, go ahead.
I mean, you get him a lot cheaper. So shooters, man, how you like any of these guys? Perfect guy for us. Buddy Hield.
Buddy's too much money.
Who?
All
Buddy
so I
Hield.
got the Buddy Hield.
Boy,
Too much money.
I'd love to have Buddy come home.
Too much money. But yeah,
for
I
sure.
love him. Yeah, too much money.
Okay, I like this guy a lot. Royce O'Neal.
I like Royce.
Shoots 38%
Good
from
fit,
three and is a lockdown defender. He's a lockdown defender.
Yeah.
And then Grayson Allen.
No.
Yeah, okay.
No.
No.
You don't like Grayson Allen?
No.
No.
Let's see. Shooter. That's about it as far as.
And I don't
shooters go.
think Grayson would fit in the Oklahoma City culture either.
No. He's
What
pumped.
about
Yeah, I know.
Malik Monk? Yeah, not so much.
Well, Malik Monk is not going to be. He's staying where he's at. He's in New York, isn't he?
Malik Monk is in Sacramento.
Sacramento, yeah. He's balling with them right now. He's found a nice home. He's not going anywhere.
He can go too. I
Yeah,
like
he can.
him.
Lakers, that was a mistake
Beasley?
letting him
What about
go.
Malik Beasley?
Yeah, I like
You
Malik.
Beasley at all?
I like Beasley, but
too.
the Lakers got
What
him.
about, no, actually Milwaukee. They traded in Milwaukee.
Oh, they did?
Trying to deal with Milwaukee in the offseason yet. What about Gary Trent Jr.? You like him?
Yeah.
Like Gary Trent Jr. I like his speed. I like his intensity,
He's
defensive
only
too.
25 too.
I like his defensive
Only
side.
25.
He may be a little expensive though.
Yeah, I think he's on a $20 million deal.
Yeah,
right
I
now
think
or
he's
something like
expensive.
that. But here you go. What about Joe Harris? You like him at all?
I like Joe Harris.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like
You
him.
got, like Joe Harris and Plumlee. Would that do it for you?
Yes.
You catch Joe Harris on the back end of his career, he might be able to spark it with a new team.
Yeah, I agree.
I still like Royce O'Neal the best. But that's
Yes,
my
I
opinion.
do. Royce, he plays both ends, which is good, and that would allow you to get rid of Wiggins.
Oh God, I don't want to get rid of Wiggins.
I don't want to get rid of Wiggins, but I'm saying that gives you that opportunity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, because to
Fair.
me,
I think Kayson's probably gonna. I mean, we
Kaysen-
talked tonight. I think Kayson's probably working himself into Dort's spot.
I think Kaysen is working himself in the door. He defensively, he's not quite. He can't. I don't know if Kaysen can guard the 4. Okay, I know he can
Here's
guard
the thing,
1,
though.
2,
If you-
maybe the 3, but I don't. Whereas Dort can guard the 2, the 3, and the 4. I don't know if Kaysen can guard the 2, 3, or 4.
Well, if you get rid of Dort's contract and you trade Dort's contract, you keep Wiggins.
Yes. Now Wiggins can guard the 2, 3, or 4. Yes, easily.
Yeah. And then Royce O'Neal is the same. He'd guard 2, 3.
Yeah.
He'd probably guard 1 through 4.
Well, I'm gonna say this, Drew. Do you think that they are wasting Wiggins by playing they're wasting these years that they could be building Wiggins up and focusing more on Jang, because to me, this kid can shoot, he can he can
Who do
do
you
whatever
think
you
has
need.
a bigger upside, Wiggins or Jang?
Well, to me, Wiggins does. He always has, but for whatever reason, they don't play him. And then
Right.
he comes when he finally gets in the game, he's not in rhythm because you're not playing him.
Right.
I mean, to me, like I've said all along, you've got SGA, Josh, J Dub, Wiggins. I mean,
It's almost
Dort.
like you
Go ahead.
trade Wiggins to somebody where he's going to go play and get some picks or a player.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just wouldn't let him. I wouldn't let him go. I wouldn't let him go. So anyway, we start the second half. The Thunder up 70-57, and Josh is in passive mode. He comes up to pass the ball. I mean, he's right in the lane, and once again, he's not aggressive like he was at Golden State. He wasn't aggressive, and we're not going to win consistently if Josh is taking the back seat. He has got to be aggressive. And I'm sorry, Lou Dort, Drew, I don't know what they said on TV with the backflip, whatever the hell that was. I'm like, what? When he had his back to the basket and tried to flip and make this miraculous shot, got the rebound and then shot it in the crack. I'm like, what the are you doing?
Yeah, a little out of control.
I'm just.
Yeah, he's still feeling that 28-point night.
Yeah, well, that's a one. He's not doing that on the reg, and it's just. But I will say this: the commander made a good point tonight while we were watching the game. He said that the older refs are giving SGA those old school calls, and that girl tonight, and there's other refs. If they're in the first couple, 2, 3, they're not giving him any calls. But the old school refs who've been reffing the game for years, they understand that's a foul. Now they were in their turn giving those to Cleveland.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
The bumps, and they were giving him overnight long. And I'm like, wait a minute, you're not gonna give the All NBA team, All NBA first team All NBA guy those calls, but you're gonna give some guy who's not even an All-Star those calls? And let's wait. Oh, the coach is not even fighting for it. He ain't getting a tech. He ain't yelling. He ain't doing nothing, which just drives me crazy. So I mean, it's just frustrating to watch him. But that's the one thing I did notice, and man, will you close your mouth, man? God dang, man, just burping all on air, Drew. God dang, man. Jesus Christ. And then, with 78-67, with 7 minutes and 40 seconds to go, Joe comes in for Josh because Josh was basically passive. And then SGA has that was his other call. And I don't know what they said on air, Drew, about SGA's and one calls that they took away twice and said they weren't what do you call them? I can't even think what the hell they called. Oh my God, I can't even think what they called. Continuations.
Yeah, I didn't catch it.
Yeah, they had the one, and we're sitting there going, okay, how are those not continuation? Clearly, you should know how SGA plays. You know he's drawing the foul and going up. You know what he's doing. And he didn't get that 6 points that he did not get tonight that last year he did get. And then it's 82-62, and they bring in Jang in the game.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going for Chet.
How many minutes did Jang get tonight?
At least 15.
Let me see. Jang got only 9 minutes.
No.
9 minutes.
I swear that guy was on the floor longer than that.
9 minutes.
Like an eternity.
9 minutes.
Oh, that's good.
It's just.
Hey, Matt.
Yeah.
Sorry, man. I'll do it at the end of the show. Go ahead. We'll continue.
No, it's just frustrating to me because those are 9 minutes, and by the way, we'll go over it at the end when we talk about that. But it's just frustrating to me that I'm sitting there watching this, and the commander also said, Drew, I'm gonna throw this to you. He said that he thinks that Kaysen will take Dort's spot.
I would agree
by
with
the
that.
end of this year, or next year. The Dort will be traded. The Dort will be traded. He will not be here next year, and that they're going to take Kaysen's going to take his spot. But like I said, my deal with that is Kaysen.
Somebody out there will want Dort because he can play defense. He's a big body.
But they're not going. But they won't let him shoot the shot the way he's doing, play the way he's out of control. That's not going to happen.
No.
They're going to make him play defense.
Dort's a good trade bait, someone to put in with the trade.
Yeah, I agree. But like I told, my problem is he can't guard Casey can't guard the 4. But you can put, like you said, the easy answer to that is Wiggins. The easy answer to that is Wiggins. Also Dort. I mean, to me, it's real simple. You have SGA, Josh, J-Dub, Dort, Chet, J. Will, Kaysen, Wiggins, and Isaiah Joe. That's your group.
Mm-hmm.
That is your winning recipe right there. And you're trying to stick Jang in there, and he's just, and I understand you gave up the 3 picks. I understand all that. I get all that.
Man.
I mean,
we keep saying it, but that's exactly what it is.
Yes.
I mean, they gave up the 3 picks for him. They're going to try to make him fit.
Yeah, 100%. I agree. But it's just frustrating for us to watch because we're like, this kid can't play. What part of how are you going to make him think that the guy, he can't play, Drew. He can't play.
Yeah, I haven't seen much out of him, man.
He can't
play.
play.
Honest.
Not on this level. He ain't ready. Well, I won't say he can't play. He's not ready yet. And to me, just put him in the G League. Okay?
Yeah, he's not ready for the stage.
No, put him in the G League for another year. Then maybe next year, kind of easy. He's just not ready. And maybe by the end of the year, maybe try to play him a few minutes. But look, we're trying to win now. You can't give away games. You can't give away leads to try to get it done. You just can't. And when you look at the third quarter, it's just, it's just frustrating because we end up the third quarter, Thunder 99-87. The Cavs are 9 for 25, Thunder 9 for 24. We're both shooting 50%. And remember, they were 61% in the first quarter. So after 3 quarters, they're down to 50.8. 32 rebounds for them, 33 for us. Now points in the paint is 46-44. Remember, we had a nice lead at half. And then now we have 14-8 in turnovers, 29-28 in bench scoring. But what I'm saying is with SGA, he had a couple of layups that he missed that he got fouled. So he should have had 43 at the end of the third quarter at least. And he's just not getting the calls, and he's getting bumped, and clearly those are affecting his shot by him getting bumped. He's not missing. It's not like he's not. It's not.
I don't understand why he's not getting the calls either. That's
what?
Strange.
I'm gonna say this. It's kind of like, remember when James Harden, he was getting all those calls and scoring all those points. Remember?
Yeah.
And then now James Harden doesn't get. It's like the NBA has decided if you shoot a lot of free throws because of contact driving through the lane, which SGA led the league and made free throws last year, 669 or 8 or whatever it was. It's like the NBA is making a deal, saying, okay, we're not going to let you continue to do that.
Down on that.
Yeah, that's what it seems like.
And he also, by the way, leads the league in drives per game by a lot.
By a long, yeah, because that's his game.
That's his game, though.
That's
his mid range. That's where he makes a living.
But I'm gonna say this: fourth quarter, huge 3 that broke their back.
Yep.
That 3 broke their back. It did.
Yep.
It broke their back. They were running, and he just said,
"What was it? 108, 104."
Yeah, and he just said, "That's the end of this." And that was it. I mean, boom! You could just see all the life went out of them immediately. All the life went out of their team. Okay? And even though they tried to make a comeback, but that was the dagger that ended any kind of thing that they had going on. It was over with right there, then and there, because of that 3. And so, part of the thing is that I've said all along at the end of last year, I said, if SGA develops a 3-point shot, the league's in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
If he can develop that 3-point shot, the league is in trouble because then he's unstoppable because if he can knock down that 3, then you come guard him close, he's going to go by you. Now,
he's long enough, he can shoot over the top of you in the lane.
And what I've noticed tonight is he's now passing the ball a lot more. Now, guys aren't making shots, but he's doing a lot more. When he's penetrating, he was shooting all the time. And now that he's not getting the calls, I've noticed that he is now, instead of wasting the possession, a la Dort, he actually passes the ball out to the wing. And so I've noticed that development in his understanding of, okay, if I'm not going to get the call, I'm not going to waste a possession by throwing a shot up if they're not going to call it. I'm going to pass it.
Right.
But the next thing for him is he's going to have to be like Jordan. Okay, go get stronger. Spend the whole offseason getting physically stronger. So if they don't call the call, you still at least make the basket. Remember, Drew, when Jordan, he was getting killed and he was missing shots and they weren't really calling and he's missing shots. So what did he do? He said, screw this. I'm going to go get stronger. I'm going to gain some 10 pounds of muscle. So the next time when you bump me, it ain't going to matter. I'm going to finish. And I think SGA needs to do those two things. Get some weight on him as far as muscle. And the second thing is work on his three. And if he does that,
Yeah, that was
he's
about
gonna be unstoppable.
1991 when Jordan did that.
Yes, he did.
The Pistons beat the hell out of him.
Beat the hell out of him. And but I think that's the maturation next step for him. But for the Thunder to be successful, the Thunder to grow, they have to come to the realization he's the man. Period. Whether this coach likes that or not. And I know it's not going to be to his strength as far as developing players, which is his strength without question. But now we're past developmental. We're in the playing. Okay, we're in the winning now. So this development of J-Dub to try to make J-Dub
especially if you make a move at the trade deadline and bring in a couple ringers to try to get you over the hump.
But the question is, will they?
Yeah.
And I think
Not this year. Not this year.
Well, like Nathan said before, the last time they tried to do that, it didn't work.
Well, that doesn't mean you shouldn't try again.
Well, no, I agree. But this time you have a completely different team. Now you're not trying to bring in another superstar. You're just trying to bring in some pieces. That's all you're doing. You're bringing pieces. That's all you're bringing in, a couple pieces. You're not trying. You got a superstar.
Yeah.
You don't need to bring in another one of those. And then you got a budding superstar in J-Dub and Chet, if that's what it was, Chet, let's say Chet, since that's who they want to promote. You got a budding superstar in Chet.
That's painful for you, isn't it?
No, I mean I know it ain't painful for me because it ain't gonna work.
Well,
So it don't bother me. It's BS to me because my eye test says he ain't the one. Okay.
Yeah.
So they can do whatever the hell they want.
This is the thing. He's going to be a budding superstar in Oklahoma City, whether he is or he isn't.
That's correct. 100%, Drew. They're promoting him.
Superstar.
They are going to promote Chet no matter what we do and no matter what we say. That's Oklahoma. This is the whole thing. Like I said,
if he gets a 25-point game, it's going to be the greatest 25-point game ever.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, everybody outside of Oklahoma City, outside of the Thunder organization, and outside of the Thunder fans who have zero knowledge of basketball, everybody understands your best player is SGA without question. But the Oklahoma City Thunder and those fans who are fanatical, who don't understand anything, those people want to promote Chet.
Yep.
And I'm just saying he's a nice player. He's a good player. He's not transcendent. He's not, generational. He's not a unicorn. We've seen this guy before.
Yep. I agree.
And like I said, the difference
I didn't think he was a damn unicorn when he was in college.
No, I didn't know. And then when I saw him play, and it was so funny is all of the NBA execs thought the same thing until they saw Summer League. And then they all went, oh, he can't play. They all came to that one conclusion. Hey, this guy is just normal. He's just a regular dude. He ain't that guy. Because he got picked over and over and over trying to take people off the dribble. He can't do it. Now, he can take a big man off the dribble all day long.
Right.
But he ain't going to take no guard because they switch off on him. He going to get picked. And we've seen it over and over and over.
Which is when he gets himself in foul trouble.
Yes.
Because then he starts pushing and leaning and he gets off balance and reaches in and picks up cheap fouls.
Yeah. So we start the fourth quarter, 99-87. You started with Josh, Kaysen, Chet, J-Dub, and Dort. So you basically are using your whole starting five, okay, except for Kaysen instead of SGA. Now, I'm going to ask you this. How do you feel about Josh, Chet, and J-Dub starting every quarter of the last three games?
Well, I mean, obviously, I think it's just kind of like we talked about 2 nights ago. It's kind of like, in the NFL when you have a script, for the first 15 plays of a game or whatever it is. I think these coaches, they get in that, whatever you want to call it, that rhythm, and that's just what they're going to do. And I think they've either been instructed to do it or they're not going to move off doing it. And that's it. They've said, hey, listen, we're going to start every quarter with these guys and then maneuver the pieces afterwards.
Right. We're gonna start.
Let's
We're
go
gonna
with it.
start SGA the first and third quarters,
Yeah.
and then we're gonna start the other three guys every quarter.
Yep. And
It
to
wouldn't bother me.
the detriment of the team.
Yes, but that's what they're
It
bound
wouldn't
to
bother
do.
me. It wouldn't bother me so much if they could get SGA's minutes right.
Well, they are.
Right.
You know, if he comes back in at, you know, I mean, second quarter. My problem is second quarter he comes in
5
with 8
minutes.
minutes to go.
No,
and
5
also
minutes.
The,
5
yeah,
minutes.
well, no. I'm saying if he did,
Yes.
if he came in with 8 minutes to go and he comes in with 8 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, you know, that's what 12, 24, 16, 24, and 16. That's 42 minutes a game.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think there's probably a happy medium there.
Well,
You know,
to me,
maybe
it's
like-
7 minutes.
Well, and it's also
he needs to be at 7
got to
minutes.
be it's also got to be situational too.
Yes.
If you're down
Agreed.
and they just made a run, you can't leave him sitting over there for 4 minutes and all of a sudden be down 14
Right.
and then try to bring him back in and
Yeah,
think
no,
that's going to.
For sure.
Or when at 8 minutes to go, if they put in their best player, he should be off the bench immediately.
Right.
When you see
100%.
Yeah.
Donovan Mitchell come off the bench, he should be in the game immediately. There
Yeah, we
shouldn't be any
talked about that,
hesitation
too.
with
We
that.
talked about that.
There's no hesitation. You
Mhm.
put him in the game. You see that coming? Because like I said, when we were up 20 against the Pelicans, and when Zion Williamson came in the game, and I'm just like, man, get SGA in the game. You'll see what's going on. And he waited for 2 minutes. And from that 8 minute and
Yeah.
17-minute mark, they outscored us 90-65. From that point.
And I think where Drew's talking situational, you almost have to put him in with 8 minutes to go in the second quarter because the game's not decided then.
Right.
Yep.
So I would be happier if they brought him in with 8 minutes in the second quarter and then in the fourth quarter do it situational.
Or
like
or
you're
at least
talking about. That would make
Nathan,
more sense
what I'm
to
saying
me.
is, or at least have him on the thing at 8 minutes. So if there's a break,
Yeah.
he's in. Instead of putting him on there at 5, 7, 6.5 and getting in at 5. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Stick
I
him
agree
up there
with
because
you.
it's
Well,
going
we
to take him
said
a
that
minute to get in
tonight,
the game. Yeah. And then
That was
tonight,
driving me nuts in the second quarter when he did that.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm like,
He
dude,
put him in right before the break. He's standing up there on the deal,
yes,
and
Yeah.
there's no break in action for 50 seconds.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm just saying, he called a timeout. You call a timeout, and then he in the fourth quarter, he finally had, when they went on a 13-6 run, because he left that group in there too long, and clearly they weren't scoring. I'm like, they're not scoring. They're struggling to run any kind of offense. How long are you going to look at this before you sub? I mean, it ain't rocket science. I'm sitting there screaming at the 9-minute mark. Guy, y'all were already gone. You were already gone. I'm screaming. Put him in
No,
the
I knew
game.
you
We
were.
can't
I knew
score.
you were.
We're struggling to score. What are you waiting for? I'm screaming. It's frustrating to me. I'm like, dude, what the hell are you looking at? We can't score. We're empty possessions. We're struggling to get any kind of offense, and you're allowing it because you want to coach these guys up. That crap is over. We're trying to win. And it was a 13-6
But
run
here's the thing,
when he
too.
finally put him in.
If you put him in with 9 minutes to go and you want to save him some minutes, you know, I mean, hopefully you're up by, 10, 15 with a couple minutes to go, and just take him out.
Yeah, well, it was
Mhm.
one. It was
You know, I mean-
105. What I'm saying is, it was 105-100 before he put him in the game with 8 minutes and 15 seconds to go. Okay.
Yeah.
And then,
Yeah, so in that
What-
situation, put him in with 9 minutes to go and take him out with 2 minutes to go.
Right.
well, you're not
One
going to take.
minute
No,
to go.
I'm not taking him out into the game. That's definitely not happening.
Well, if you're up by 15, you can.
Well,
take him
yeah,
out. I
well,
mean,
yeah,
you
but
know what I mean?
but I'm saying if it's 105-100, guess who he put in the game? SGA, J. Will, Kaysen, Dort, and Joe.
Yeah.
that tells you right there. He knows what he's
He
doing.
knows who to play. Okay.
Yep.
He knows if he wants to win, he knows who to play. Okay, it ain't rocket
Well,
science.
we talked about that last year, man.
Yeah.
We talked about that last year.
Yep.
When he wanted a fourth quarter, he put Wiggins in the
Yeah.
entire fourth quarter.
I mean, so with 114 and 108 with 4 minutes to go, it's Chet, SGA, J-Dub, Joe, and Dort. So he takes J. Will out and puts Chet back in the game.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he does. Because it's like when the momentum changes back and forth, and we stop that run, and we're like, okay, now we're just going back and forth because we stopped their run. Okay, now we're playing offense and defense again and going back. We got to flow, and he takes Jay Will out and puts Chet back in immediately. And I understand he's trying to coach Chet up, which is what he does. I mean, I get that, but I'm sitting there looking at it. And I'm going, bro, what the hell are you doing right now? You know, and it's just it's hard for me to watch, man. It really, really is hard for me to watch. It just is. So I'm just like I don't. I mean, it would be different if it would be different if the guys if he didn't know who to put in the game. You know what I'm saying? But he knows who to play. So he ain't dumb. But the question is, he's trying to coach. Why is he trying to coach everybody up? That's what he's trying to do. He's trying to bring these other guys up. And I'm like, bro, if you're trying to do that and he's doing it early in the season, I get that. But when the game is in the balance, you can't be trying to coach people up with the game in the balance. Now, if the game is not in the balance, that's great. When the game's in the balance, dude, you gotta play. We gotta win. You can't be throwing away games. You can't be throwing away games. It's just you can't do that.
We're letting teams back in winnable games.
Yeah, winnable games. So to end the game, the Thunder ended up winning 128-120. 9 minute, the Cavs ended up being 9 for 29. Thunder 12 for 28. 50% for them, 51 for us. 41 even in rebounds, and then they outscored us in pips, points in the paint, by 4. 14 turnovers, which is what I said. We can't have more than 13, 14 is for us to beat teams. And then 37-33 with that. And then the box scoring, this is what you guys were asking about. Chet Holmgren, 29 minutes, 7 for 10, 15 points, 7 rebounds, 3 blocks, which is what I want from him. You know, I talk about that. I want that. 7 rebounds, 3 blocks. That's I want that line. That's what I want from him. And I've said that all along. 12, 14, 15, 7, 8 rebounds, 3 to 4 blocks. That's what I want from him. That's what I want. J-Dub, 5 for 10 in 33 minutes, 1 for 1 from 3, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 15 points. SGA, 38 minutes, 15 for 22, which is his normal efficient self, 1 for 2 from 3, 12 for 13 from free throw line, which can't believe. Well, he how many did he shoot at the end, Drew? 6? Did he close it out on the free throw line, didn't he?
Yeah, 6 of them, yeah.
Yeah, whatever, the free throw line. So anyway, 7 rebounds, 6 assists, 1 block, and 3 steals. He had 3 steals, which, of course, he was one of the leaders for 43 points. Josh, 25 minutes, 4 for 11, 0 for 2, 5 rebounds, 6 assists, 8 points.
He's got to have more than that.
Yeah. I mean, 4 for 11.
You worried about him at all yet?
A
little bit,
yes. I'm starting to get there with you. I'm starting to worry about him a little bit.
Yes, because his shooting is off, man. It's off.
He's taking a bit. What I'm saying is, when he's aggressive like he was in Golden State, which he starts rolling, that's when we're good. But I think because everything is being shifted to Chet, he's slowly, because of his personality, he's starting to.
I think he's struggling with, the offense of who's he supposed to be getting the ball to? Where's this going? Are we working in practice trying to get Chet involved in every damn play? But in the game time, he knows who to get the ball to.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. So he is regressing with his being passive. He's reverting back to passive Josh. And you should be coaching him up to keep him aggressive, Josh, but that's not what they're doing. Lou Dort, 36 minutes, 3 for 9, 3 for 5 from 3, 5 for 6 from the free throw line, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 14 points. Nice line for Lou. Like that line for Lou. I wish he'd be 3 for 6 or 3 for 7 instead of 3 for 9, but he had those 2 crazy whatever. I think he thought he was Jordan or something. I don't know what the hell he was thinking. Jay Will, 10 minutes, 2 for 2 from 3, 3 rebounds, 6 points, 10 minutes.
He played almost the same amount as Jang did.
Jang, 9 minutes, 1 for 2, 0 for 1, 5 rebounds, 1 assist for 4 points. Bertans, 10 minutes, 0 for 3. Bertans took a lot of his minutes too tonight. Really did. 0 for 3, 0 for 3, because he was just rushing it. I mean, he's a shooter. We know what his deal is. 3 points. Isaiah Joe, 18 minutes, 2 for 7, 2 for 6, because he was rushing his threes. He wasn't catching it in rhythm. He was just firing them up there tonight. His shot did not look good and has not looked good all year. Aaron Wiggins, 9 minutes, 0 for 3, 0 points. No rebounds, nothing. No rebounds, no turnovers, no fouls, just zeros.
That's not active.
No, 9 minutes. He just wasn't in rhythm. And then Kaysen, 24 minutes, 5 for 7, 2 from 3 from 3, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 14 points. I think that's going to be his stat line. So you look at it, those are your top 7 players, 8 players, which are the starters. And then J-Will only played 10 minutes. Kaysen played 24. And Isaiah Joe played 13. Wiggins played 9. So Bertans.
Is there a scenario on this team where if the trends keep trending like they are, that you might see Payson Wallace take Josh Giddey's spot?
No.
Never?
No.
Because who's going to pass Chet the ball? I'm sorry. Who's going to pass Chet the ball if you don't do that, man? It ain't happening.
Think about this lineup, though. If you had Kaysen and you had J-Dub and you had SGA and you had Chet and then plug and play whoever your fifth guy is, that's a pretty good lineup.
I agree. But they're not going to do that because if Josh is not on the floor to try to feed Chet or look for Chet, which is Josh's problem, because they play him with Chet 90% of the time. If Chet's on the floor, 90% of the time Josh is, except for tonight.
Not tonight though.
That's what I just said. Except for tonight. I just said except for tonight.
Here's what that says to me. That Dagnall is not scared to take Josh out if he's not playing well.
Right.
So I actually kind of like that about him.
Agreed.
And the same with Chet too. He takes Chet out if he's not playing well.
No, he takes Chet out for minutes. Chet's on a minute is minutes.
And
he's on a minutes. Okay.
I think he's on minutes.
All right. Okay.
Remember, we played.
I like the fact that if Josh is playing like crap, he takes him out.
Yeah. Remember,
so, and honestly, I think to me, Josh is the key to our success.
Yes.
Obviously, rotations too, but.
Yeah, no, I agree. Josh, to me, like I've said all along, you need SGA scoring 30. You need Josh and J-Dub, 40 points between them. However that is, 21-19, 28, 22-18, 20-20, whatever it is, you need 40 points between them. Chet needs to be where he is, 14, 13, 12, 14, 15, with 7, 8 rebounds, with 3 to 4 blocks. That's where Chet needs to be every game. That's where he needs to be, okay? But the problem is, when you got J-Dub going 5 for 10, Dort going 3 for 9, so between them, they were 8 for 19, which is not bad. And then you got J-Will, Drew's boy, 2 for 2 in 10 minutes. He finally started shooting the 3, and you don't play him. Because you got
more minutes.
Well, you're playing Bertans. Bertans played the first half. So you're playing Bertans instead of J-Dub. But I'm just like, why are you putting Bertans in the game before J-Dub? Just in the first of the game, like, right. What? But once again, like Nathan said, won every 4 games, which is a waste of Bertans' talents. He's a shooter, and you're not playing him enough for him to get any kind of rhythm to play in the game. So you're not putting anything, giving him anything to put on tape to trade him.
Yeah.
I think you're going to see that change once the season gets going a little bit, because his contract, I was thinking 25%. 25% is what he is allowed to not play to get his money. So as the season goes along, when the games start piling up, he's not playing. I think you're going to see more minutes for him because he's going to be able to play. So he can play 75% of 82.
Okay.
And he's played 2 of 8. Right. So if you do like 16 or 20 games and he's only played 5, I think you have a good run to put him in for a little bit, in important games.
Well, Okay, here's the numbers for the Thunder. What did he say, Drew? What did he say they're going to be? What 4-6? Then Drew, isn't that what he said, Drew?
That's what he said.
That's what he said. Well, right now they've got how many wins? They've got how many wins do they have? 5. They have 5 wins. I'm looking right at it. 5 wins.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay.
We're looking right at it. 5 wins. They're 5-3 is where they're at with 2 games left. I'm just saying, Nathan. We
5, 4-6. That's not far off.
Well, Drew.
5, 4-6. That's not off.
Wow.
That's not that far off.
Wow. You see how he changes? You see how he changes tune, Drew? You go, they're 3-7, 4-6.
You want to hear, Drew? You want to hear what the Commander and Matt did to me tonight? You want to hear?
I can only imagine.
First 2 minutes of the game. First 2 minutes of the game, I said, "Dude, SGA's getting 40 tonight, guaranteed."
Yeah.
And then in the third quarter, when he's got 38 or 36, he ain't getting 40.
Actually,
like, what are you talking about?
No.
4 points away.
Actually, he had 30. Okay, go ahead.
And then they said, "No, you didn't say game. You said third quarter."
No, that's not what we.
No, I said game.
No, Drew.
Oh yeah, you gotta watch out for
No, Drew. This is what happened at the beginning of the game when he started getting hot. He goes, "SGA may go for 40." That's what he said. Correct.
Right.
Then in the second quarter, he's rolling. And the third quarter, he starts rolling. He says, "I think he may be able to get 40 by the third quarter." And we looked at him like, "What?" So that ain't happening. So then when it got close, he had 34. Where Randy and I are ragging, the Commander and I are ragging on him about it. Okay.
Right.
And then he goes, "Well, all you need is to score." And then he goes, boom, boom, and he has 38. And he and I are looking at each other like, "Oh, okay, he might actually get 40."
Andy missed a free throw. He missed a free throw. Andy got he got shafted on 2 and 1.
Yes, he did. So, yeah, we were sweating there for a minute, but like you said, he got 40 for the game.
40 by the end of the
Right, he got 40 for the game like he predicted, but then he also got cocky, Drew. That's why we were on him about it. He got cocky. He go, "Oh, yeah, 40 by the third quarter." We're like, "Yeah, no, that ain't happening, bro. That ain't." But he was almost right. But of course, almost only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades. That's all we're saying right now.
Yep.
But anyway, okay, here's the Thunder's record right now. They are 5-3. The Thunder go to the Kings on Friday night. The Kings are struggling without De'Aaron. Go ahead, Drew.
It's still a tough game.
Yeah, still a tough game. It's a tough place to win up there in Sacramento. So anyway, we have the Kings on Friday night.
I thought if they were catching them like game 1 without him, I would say they have a really big advantage. But now they've got to play 3 or 4 games without him. They should be some sort of lineup.
Yep. So it's going to be a little tougher. And then, of course, on Sunday, they play the Suns at the Suns. And I think Beal is back now, so they should be in full force. They should have Beal. They should have all 3 of them. So that may be a tall order.
Trouble.
So 6-4. If they're 6-4, that's really, really good. And about what I said, that should be the worst that the Thunder could be after their first 10 games. So, I mean, I said 5-5 is the absolute worst.
5 is probably more realistic.
Yeah, I said 5-5 is the absolute worst. But we should have beat the Pelicans. Okay, that was just horrible coaching. He cost us that game without question. So you should be 6-2 right now. Is what you should be. That's what you should be. But he, and then the Golden State.
I think you probably split. Yeah, that was a tough game.
Well, my thing with Golden State is, this is my thing. You're up 1 minute and 42 seconds to go. You're up 136, 133. If SGA is in the game, all 3 of us will say, "Oh, this game's over." Agreed? So if you're up 136, 133 with the ball.
On the free throw line.
Yeah, but I'm saying, but 136, 133 with the ball, we're going to win that game. Agreed? We all would think that, correct? But without him, that wasn't happening, and we got beat because he's trying to make somebody to close. Because remember, J-Dub lost the ball off his foot, going wherever, then fouled the guy right after. It's like, dude, and he's just not the guy. He's not a closer. That's not his role yet. He's not a closer yet. That's not to say he will be one day, but right now we're trying to win. He should automatically give the ball up to SGA. For him even to think that he has the ability to do that, to take the wave off SGA, to me, that's a coach thing. Like, if I'm SGA, I'm going to go say something to him Hey, what the hell you doing? Give me the ball, man.
Yep.
What you doing? Give me the ball. You don't wave me off, bro. What you doing?
Well, and then at the end of the game, SGA is going to dribble the ball out, and he's going to hold on to it, and he's going to be making moves and trying to drive the lane
And then or hit you wide open. If your man comes, that's what he's gonna do. And then also if they're gonna come double team him, then all of a sudden you can catch the ball and you got a break, then you can attack the basket. Because then the guy that would be guarding you is running towards him. He can hit you. Now you got a chance to go make a move. But going one-on-one, it ain't his deal, man. It's really not. And I don't know. And to me, like I said, the Thunder need a coach that can say, okay, here's what you do, here's what you do, here's what you do, here's what you do. That's what they need. They need a Quinn Snyder.
Yep.
They need somebody like that because, Atlanta's a completely different team now that he spent the half at the end of last year, and then now they're a completely different team. They're a completely different team because he's putting everybody in the correct place to make them the most successful that they can be. That's what a good coach does. This guy's trying to grow up players. He's still trying to build. Dude, we're already there. Let's go to the next level. We're not trying to be a play-in. We're trying to be a person in the tournament. That's what we're trying to do. It's frustrating. So, anything you guys want to talk about? Because are y'all both going to be on tomorrow?
Yep. I'll have my football
should be
tomorrow.
Hey, Drew, send me your picks early.
One thing for you.
Go ahead,
I'm
Nathan.
going to.
Go ahead, Nathan.
If this would be possible, and I don't think it is, but if there's a scenario where it is, because if anybody can make a trade for anybody in this league, it's us.
Agreed.
So if Memphis continues to be a dumpster fire, which they won't because Job will come back, but if for some reason people don't get along, they start fighting, anyway, we've seen it happen. Perfect guy, Matt, if you remember around the draft, we started talking like, hey, if you want to trade for somebody when it's time, who do you trade for? We all kind of suggested that maybe it was like a big guy who had some multiple facets to his game, right? We kind of thought like
you're not talking about Jaren Jackson.
I'm talking about Jaren Jackson.
They're not trading Jaren Jackson, bro.
Yeah, no, I know.
They're not trading Jaren Jackson.
Some crazy,
they're not trading
scenario.
Yeah, they're not trading Jaren Jackson.
I'm just saying, if you can get him, don't you think that's a perfect guy?
That would be. We'd be giving Denver a handful. Agree, Drew?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Dude, that would be.
I mean, that's another superstar.
Yeah. Well, he's not really a
but
superstar.
that's the perfect. No, but that's the perfect guy for this team.
Yes.
Perfect guy.
Yeah.
Yep.
But the problem is,
no, he's not going anywhere.
No, I'm saying no. So he'd be taking minutes away from Jay Will. That's what that would be. But I think it would be a perfect complement between Chet, him, and Jay Will. And I think you need to put them all at around 23 or 24 minutes to combine between the three of them, but that's not going to happen. Chet's going to get 28, 29, 30 minutes. That's what they're going to do for him.
Hey, by the way, I just saw a stat line that you guys think is funny. New Orleans Pelicans stat line, 3 for 7, 11 points, 3 rebounds. Our boy Jeremiah Robinson.
Dude, I like Jeremiah. He just
lost his confidence.
He lost his confidence, man. He got hurt at the end of last year, and when he came back, he was not the same guy. He's just not. He's just not.
He's balling before.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Until he got hurt, and I'm gonna say Poku was too. He was balling too. So.
Yeah, you notice how they're not playing Poku at all because now they're going to trade him at the end.
He's got to go. Agreed. He can't play. Where are you going to play him?
I mean, you can't.
Need to play.
Need at all anyway.
Need to trade Jane. Need to trade him too.
We said last summer he was going to be the odd man out.
Yep. We called that. Yep, we did. We did. And it's just to me, it's like you know who your 9 are. Now you paid Michik all this money. He's not even off the bench. He's not even playing. But I mean, where are you going to play him? Because he is
a good situational point guard ball handler if one of the guys is hurt, though.
Yeah, but the point is now with Kaysen, doing what he's doing, where are you going to play him?
Well, I don't think they expected Kaysen to be this good this fast.
No, hell no, they didn't. He can go.
No,
that kid can go. So another Kentucky kid.
Play that kid 30 minutes, man. I'm good. Play him 30 minutes. I'm good with it.
I like him where he's at. I like him
Yep.
where he's at. 20,
He'll get
20
better and
minutes,
better as the
22.
year goes on
Yeah.
too.
And he's starting to stroke that three from the corner. So,
Yep.
and trust
you
me.
take him and put him at 25 minutes, and you put
Well, the
Wiggins
thing
at
is,
20 minutes
you don't want to
and
burn him out too
J-Will.
much early in
Right.
the season.
He needs to be right where he's about 24, 25 max, but he needs to be right by about 20 minutes. Yeah.
If you put Wiggins, Joe, J-Will, and Taysom at 20 to 25 minutes a night for all four of them,
Well, you can't do
and
that.
you keep your starting five out there.
You can't do
Well,
that
if
because you
keep
got to
your
cut.
starting five out there. You
Well, to me, that's your 9. Okay, but you're not going. That's your 9. But he's not going to do that because he's going to play Jang, like Drew said, like I've said.
well,
He's going to play
Kansas
Jang,
when he comes back too.
and so that's what you got. And they go, okay, Will. I don't see where the hell you're going to play him unless you take out. So whose minutes you taking out? Whose minutes you taking out?
They're going to though.
No,
I don't know, but they're
because you
going
like
to.
him.
You know they
You
will.
like him. You like him.
No,
All right.
no, I'm just telling you because they play. They like him too.
I understand. Like I said, they don't know what the hell they talking about. It's fine. Anyways. All right, fellas. I'll holler at y'all tomorrow.
Till tomorrow.
All right.
All right, that's my guy, Drew.
See ya.
Hey, Drew, feel better, man. Go get some sleep.
Yeah,
So
I'm trying.
put some tomato juice in you or something. Get your blood still up. It's my guy, Drew Hinthorn of HuskerDrewPicks.com, and my boy,
Go Big Red.
Nathan. Wearing me out with that crap. And Nathan Taylor at YMB. Appreciate y'all tonight, and want to thank everybody else for watching this edition of After the Storm, your Thunder Cavaliers post-game analysis.